Today we're starting 1.3 linear equations in two variables. We're now starting to apply the things we did in the second section and now expanding on them. For writing an equation of a line in slope-intercept form that contains the point -1, 10 and 5, 8, what do you think the first thing I should find is? The slope. I'm given 2 points. Most of the time when you're given the 2 points, the first thing you have to find is your slope. So I want you to find the slope. What's the formula for slope? What are you going to say your first y value is? 10. What's your second one then?
-8.
8. What's your first x? -1. What's your second one? What's 10 minus 8? 2. What's the -1 and -5? -6. My slope is -1/3. Now I'm going to take this slope and I'm going to use slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. We know the slope is -1/3. I'm going to change this to a capital B. That way you know I'm not thinking it's 6. I have to find out what B is, what the y-intercept is. I need to pick one of these 2 points from the problem. Pick one of them. 5, 8. We're going to pick 5, 8, and we're going to substitute it into our equation here. What's y? 8 equals -1/3. What is your x value? 5 plus b. What's -1/3 times 5? -5/3. Algebraically, what is my next step? What's my next step? Nope, don't have to. All right, going back to Algebra 1. Here's your equals. It's like a big giant wall. Where's your variable? B. I have to get B by itself. So I have to move the -5/3. Add 5/3. Add 5/3. So B equals, now what's 8 plus 5/3? All right. I don't like mixed numbers. So I'm going to change this right here into an improper fraction. What's the denominator currently? What's the denominator currently? 1. What do I want the denominator to be? 3. Why do I want it to 3? So these two can be the same. What times 1 is 3? 3. 3 times 8 is 24. What's 24 and 5? 29 fifths. Or sorry, thirds. So my equation is y equals -1/3 x plus 29 thirds. Now, it doesn't matter what point I picked. I could have also picked this point here, just to show you. Still using the same exact equation. My y value is 10. -1/3. What's my x value? -1 plus b. 10 equals What's negative 1/3 times negative 1? 1/3. Subtract the 1/3 over. B equals, common denominator has to be a 3. That's actually over 1, so this becomes a 30. 30 minus 1 is 29/3. What do you notice about both problems? Same answer. Is one of them easier than the other? The one on the right's a little bit easier, but they both give you the same answer. Sometimes you can think, okay, that one's going to be easier. That's the easier point to deal with. There's probably one giveaway that this one's an easier one. The number 1. One's easier to deal with than a 5 and an 8. There's another way besides using the slope-intercept form. This is called point-slope form. Anyone remember what point-slope form is? This one is y minus y1 equals m times the quantity of x minus x1. This looks familiar. What does it look like? Looks like the formula for slope, but it's just rearranged. The points x1 and y1 are taken from a given point. It's a point that you know. And m is the slope. It's derived from the formula for slope. Just to show you. I'm only going to know one point. Oops. You don't have to write this part down. There's the formula for slope. I only know one point. That's why I don't have y1 and y2. I'm going to take and I'm going to multiply this one to the other side. Which, if I do this and manipulate it just a bit, I have m equals, or m times x minus x1 equals this, which is just this formula written backwards. In point-slope form, you have point and slope. In slope-intercept form, we had the slope and the y-intercept. This is the same exact problem as our first example. So what was our slope? Negative 1/3. Did not change. Pick a point. Negative 110. Point slope form. Y minus y1 equals m times quantity of x minus x1. Y minus, what's my y value? 10. Equals, what's m? Negative 1/3 x minus negative 1. That right there is point slope form. If the problem asks for point slope form, you are done. You don't have to do any more work, as long as you have a point and a slope. But just to show you they are the same. I'm going to solve this. That would quit right there. First thing I'm going to do is distribute. Y minus 10 equals negative 1/3 x. Negative negative makes a positive. Negative 1/3 times positive 1 is negative 1/3. What would I have to do here? Add 10, add 10. Y equals negative 1/3 x. Okay, that's 10 over 1, so it's going to be 30 over 3. Negative 1/3 and 30 over 3 is still 29/3. Regardless, both ways still give me the same exact formula. I could have also, instead of using this point, I could have used the other point. How would it look if I used the other point? Done. And again, that one will give me the same answer.
What will the question say after that?
It will say, find the equation of the line, and then it's going to tell you the form, whether it be slope-intercept form, point-slope form, or standard form. Parallel lines. Parallel. Parallel lines happen in algebra. What are parallel lines? Yes, I know that parallel lines are two lines that do not intersect. But this is algebra. In algebra, what does it mean to be parallel? Algebraically. If two or more lines have the same slope, then the line's parallel. You should know the double slash means parallel from geometry. The two lines are vertical, then they have undefined slopes. So you have to have the same slope in order to be parallel. That's what I'm saying. They have to have the exact same slope. For example, if I had an equation that had a slope of 5, the parallel slope is going to be 5. It has to be the same. Now, a horizontal line has a slope of 0. So the same as 0 is 0. If it's undefined, parallel is undefined there. All right, write an equation in slope-intercept form of a line parallel to 2x plus 3y equals 7 that passes through 4, 5. What am I trying to find? Slope-intercept form. That is the form my answer must be in. If it's not in that form, it is not correct because you did not follow directions. It has to be parallel, and it has to go through 4, 5. How do I find out that something is parallel? What do I have to know? I have to know the slope. So I have to find out what m is. Can I easily tell from here what m is? No. What do I have to do? In order to find out what slope is, I have to rearrange this. 2x plus 3y equals 7. Move the 2x over. 3y equals negative 2x plus 7. Divide by 3. Now I divide by 3 on everything. Y equals negative 2/3 x plus whatever. Why do I say whatever? What do I care about? I care about this, and that is it. I care about that negative 2/3. My slope is negative 2/3. So what is my parallel slope? Negative 2/3. Now, I don't care about anything else except for the slope and that point. If I have a slope and that point, what can I use? What formula can I use if I have a point and a slope? Point-slope form. Point-slope form. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Notice how I'm writing down these formulas. We knew how to rearrange. I wrote what the slope was. I wrote what the parallel slope was. Now I'm using point-slope form. Y minus, what's my y value? 5. Negative 2/3 x minus 4. I got that 5 and the 4 from the point that they tell you. Is this in slope-intercept form? No, so I have to take it further. So I have to solve it to solve it, my first step should be distribute. Y minus 5 equals negative 2/3 x. Now, negative 2/3 times negative 4. What's a negative times a negative? Positive. All right. This 4 is actually 4 over 1. What's 2/3 times 4 over 1? It's not 12/3. 8/3. My last step, add 5 over. All right, I'm going to go right up here. Y equals negative 2/3 x. What's wrong right now? What's my denominator on this one right now? My denominator right now is 1. It needs to be a 3. So this becomes a 15. What's 18 plus, or sorry, what's 8 plus 15? So plus 23 over 3. This is my answer. These problems are not bam, bam, done. You've got to do a little bit of work, and you've got to be careful. Make sure you're showing your steps and going through order.
That's one question. How many questions will be on the test?
Perpendicular lines are two lines that the slopes are opposite reciprocals. So if the first slope is m, the perpendicular slope is negative 1 over m. This is the same exact problem, except for now it says perpendicular. Do I need to sit there and rewrite everything? No. You can just write perpendicular, example above, or something so you don't have to completely rewrite it. Will I have to do the same amount of work for this problem as I did the last one? Why not? I already have the slope, and having the slope is half the battle. My slope is negative 2/3. We got that from the problem before. What's my perpendicular slope? 3 over 2. You take the opposite sign and flip it. If my slope was 5, what's my perpendicular slope? Negative 1/5. The positive becomes a negative, and actually 5 is 5 over 1. When you flip it, it becomes 1 over 5. Here's your slope, here's your point. I want you to finish it off. I want you to do it. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Y minus, what's my y value? 5. My slope is 3/2 x minus 4. Y minus 5 equals 3/2 x. What's 3/2 times negative 4? Negative 6. Why negative 6? 12 over 2 is 6. Or 2 goes into 4. 2 times 3 is 6. Now what do I need to do? Add the 5 over. Y is 3/2 x minus 1. There you go. Questions?